Over the Top WW1 released just over a week ago, and its player base has grown. This is probably due to word of mouth. The devs have built a game with passion at its foundation, rather than greed. EA. It's so refreshing not to plough through 16 screens of microtransactions and battle pass cosmetics before actually firing off a single shot. And that's why this game hasn't lost 75% of its player base since launch. It's only growing. You build a good game and players will show up. Build it and he will come. In fact, I think there is a cornfield in one of the maps. When was the last time you actually played a game that was fun? Because this is exactly what Over the Top WW1 is. Blooming good fun. Now, I have pumped in many a late night into this puppy. So much so, I have well over 30 hours worth of footage to edit into something entertaining for you. But the longer you play, the more obvious the issues show through. I'm going to break down what the game does so well and what needs a little bit of attention or risk losing your player base. First up, trench building. Players seem to love this. No two battles ever look the same, and this keeps the 12 maps feeling fresh. There's more on the way, check out the roadmap. Some of the builds I've witnessed are truly monuments to the gods. Check this out, a spawn beacon. This chap has gone above and beyond. That's some serious amount of effort. Look at the art. I'm sure this Rembrandt isn't even aware the game has shooting involved at its core. Oh, there's a battle, is there? I thought it was just building things. Personally, I would like to see a game mode, say like tower defense, where one team builds a fortress and they have to hold out while the other team attacks. But sadly, I think the devs have missed out on an opportunity here to insert a tunneler class. That would have been something truly unique brought to a shooter. Imagine tunnelling under the ground, underneath the trench lines, or if you stumbled upon the system and then you have to battle with your shovels. That would have been just mind-blowingly fantastic. That would have been a talking point of the game. The game excels with beauty and chaos. Everywhere I look during a match is filled with only in battlefield moments. As if someone had made a video clip show for me to watch in VR. The whole thing takes my breath away. And it's all created organically, not scripted, like the magnetically drawn guidance of an RPG in helicopters in Battlefield 6. Do you remember the days of Battlefield 4 when that type of thing happened? It was rare and special. Now it fills 90% of the clip videos. But I am a little bit suspicious. I see in Over the Top WW1 when players randomly explode for no reason at all. Body parts and gore fly everywhere. But is this actually part of the programming, selecting a player to die spectacularly in front of us just so we think, wow, this game's fantastic, look at this? I am slightly suspicious. Maybe I shouldn't be, but that's just me. Teamwork. Oh my goodness. Never have I seen so many revives and strangers pulling together to help each other out. Even the snipers are in the mix, rather than being on the edge of the map sitting on a spawn beacon. Never once have I spawned in a million miles from the front line. I spawn in and I'm right in the heat of it. And oh my word, when an officer blows his whistle and calls in a charge, everybody just plows in. Have a word? It's magical. It's outstanding. I really feel like I'm part of an army charging. And now for the bad points. Footage on the screen. Look away if you don't want to be upset. Hit reg. It's a roll of the dice. Some players call it bullet spread. No way. I've emptied the machine gun into players and they just dust their jackets down and single shot me dead. You can't call this game a shooter. It's not accurate enough. Something is amiss. The game is built upon an improved code of Battle Cry of Freedom, a game that heavily leans towards melee combat. Perhaps this didn't translate well into ballistic physics, something that the devs can adjust? Or is there just too much chaos happening? 200 players, fully destructible world. There's just too many calculations to handle. And then there's the performance. Players with monster rigs have been struggling to sustain 60 frames a second. I'm not really fussed about this because I know this will improve in time with patches and refining, but these two problems, hit reg and performance, will drive players away, no matter how much fun the game is. Have you chaps experienced any of these? Map design is another little issue. The best maps are the linear ones, the ones with the push-pull mechanics. One side pushing the front line and one side defending. These maps are fantastic. You always know where the front line is, where the battle is happening. But the maps with objectives everywhere feel confusing. You're normally standing in a trench with no visible landmarks, and every trench ramparts look exactly the same. It honestly feels like backrooms sometimes. Don't give players what they expect to see from an Advance and Conquer layout. Build your maps that play to the strengths of this game. That's where it truly shines. So after 1 week with Over the Top WW1, I honestly think this game has a bright future. It's chaotic, unique, and when the teamwork clicks, it creates moments you just don't see in any other shooters. But there are definitely a few things that needs improving, especially the hit registration and come on, a little nudge towards performance. The good news is, those sorts of problems can usually be fixed with updates. What really matters is the core, and the game core is strong, and that part already works. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think will hurt the game the most long term? Is it performance? Hit registration? Oh my goodness! Map design? Or something completely different? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I see you chaps in the trenches. Cheerio. Cheerio.